Get ready for a blast from the past with our retro coffee toffee bars recipe from the 1960s. I'm Allison with Simple Fantastic Kitchen, and I am so lucky to have my mom, Carolyn, with me here today. This coffee toffee bars dessert is from her retro recipe vault. So, okay, Mom, when was the first time you made this recipe?
Monday, January 29th, 1968.
How do you remember the exact date?
Well, that year I had stopped teaching, so I had a little more time on my hands.
Okay.
And instead of writing lesson plans like I would have when I was teaching, I wrote down my weekly meal plan for me and my husband. And so I kept them. And so I just went back, looked it up, and there it was, the exact date.
That's amazing. But
I think it is too.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh my gosh, I love that. You're a recipe archivist, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
She's an archivist of all things, but definitely also with food, right?
Shall we start with the recipe?
I think that's a good idea. Okay, so first we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you want to do the honors, Mom?
Thank you.
Then you combine your dry ingredients. First, we put in 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour.
One. Then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And those are the dry ingredients.
And that's it. And all we have to do now is mix this up. Then we set it aside. For the next part, we'll be using a stand mixer. This is my trusty KitchenAid mixer that I have had for over 5 years, and I highly recommend it. Mom, how long have you had your KitchenAid stand mixer?
Over 30 years.
Wow. It is safe to say that this is a company we both love and trust, and I will leave a link in the description below to the stand mixer and all the other products I'm using today in case you want to check them out. So next we'll take 1 cup of butter and we're going to put that in. Then we'll add 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Now, how would you pack it? Would you do it with a knife like this? Good. Is that about firmly packed, Mom?
Yes.
Okay. One trick you can do with your brown sugar, once you decant it, it can get a little bit hard. We've all been there. But what you can do to soften it is just put a lemon slice in it, like maybe a day before you're going to use it in a recipe. It will magically soften the brown sugar and make it beautifully workable again. So we're just gonna put it on, the lowest setting and let it cream together. You want your butter a little bit soft at this point, but not melted. Softened but not melted.
Room temperature.
Yes. If you just leave the butter out for, say, an hour or so before you're gonna use it, should be good. And what do we call this, Mom?
This is creaming. Cream the butter and the sugar.
This is like kind of a crucial process in most baking.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that looks good. Looks like it's all incorporated.
Beautiful. That's what creamed together looks like. Isn't it beautiful? It really is. It's
It is.
You kind of want to just take a bite right now, but you know you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Okay, next we're going to add 1 teaspoon of almond extract. And we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of the instant coffee of your choice. So back in the day, what did you used to use, Mom?
Usually Nescafe, but if we wanted a decaf, we would use Sanka.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Today we're gonna be fully caffeinated and we're using Cafe Bustelo Instant Espresso. Does that sound good, Mom?
It sounds really good. There's 1 tablespoon and then 1/2.
Okay.
Smells really good.
Oh yeah, it smells so good. Now we're gonna blend it together for a minute or 2.
Smells good.
Then gradually start adding in the dry ingredients until it's fully combined.
No, we needed to scrape the sides, I think is all.
Okay. Now we're gonna scrape the sides a little bit, just so we can get everything fully incorporated. And it's almost turning into a little bit of a dough. So you could do a dough hook, but I think you're pretty much good at this point because we really only have 1 more ingredient left to add by mixer. Does that seem pretty good to you, Mom?
Yes.
Everything's combined together really nicely now. So we're gonna add 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. That's half of this 12-ounce package. All right, so we're just gonna put in about half of this bag. Okay. And if you add a little more than half, there's no harm in that. There's no harm. For the next part, you can even do this by hand. You don't even have to do this last part by mixer, but it'll be real fast. You get everything off. Now add 1/2 cup of the chopped nuts of your choice. Today we will be using walnuts, but what's your favorite nut to add into a dessert like this? Let us know in the comments below. All right, 1/2 cup. Go. And at this point, you can just fold them in by hand because it really is a dough at this point. All right, great. We're gonna put our stand mixer away. We're just gonna mix this by hand just a little bit more. Get the walnuts fully incorporated. You know, make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom, that it's all in there. That's lovely. So the next step is going to be to grease a 9x13 pan. And we're just using avocado oil spray today. You can use whatever you would like. You can also do it with butter, which is a traditional way I like to do things, where you have chilled butter and you go over the whole thing, but this is so easy. Okay, the next step is going to be to evenly press the dough into the pan. So we're just gonna pour it in and then press. Okay. Pour and press. There we go. So you just kind of get it even.
Want me to do it a little bit?
Yes, please.
And as you press it down, it goes into the corners.
And I would say the most important part of this process is that it is firmly packed and that it is, you know, roughly level, because you want it to bake evenly.
Right.
I think I would like it a little more pressed down. So I'm gonna get a big spoon.
Okay.
Let's try this. So whatever instrument helps you pack down most easily is what you should use. The spoon seems to be working really well.
Well, I think that other utensil was a little more flexible.
Yes, that's it. You need something firm, something nice and firm to pack it down.
That looks so good.
Doesn't it look wonderful? And so the goal of what I'm trying to do right now is to make it even, just very, very even.
Right, so there's no real thick places.
Or super thin that would become, you know, a little overcooked perhaps.
I think that looks really good.
Oh yeah. You know your daughter, the perfectionist. I have to make it exact.
And I would say, it's okay.
Just go.
Put it in. That's my piece right there.
Oh, that's the one that has the most stuff.
5 chocolate chips.
Right here. Mark it. This is
that's
mom's piece right here. Now we're going to bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes.
Beautiful.
These look amazing, Mom.
They sure do.
Well, we have to let them cool down for about 10 minutes, but then it's best to cut into the bars while they're still warm. So maybe at minute 11, right? This recipe should yield 1 to 2 dozen bars, depending on how large a slice you give to your guests. Should we let them cool, Mom?
We'd better. I don't know if I can.
I know. I don't know if I can either, but we're going to try.
We have to.
Our coffee toffee bars are going to yield 1 dozen because we like a nice big bar, right, Mom?
Absolutely.
All right, it's time to give it a sample. It looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Mom. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Those are so good. Honestly, it's like the waves of it keep hitting.
You can taste the coffee.
The almond. And the butter. Oh, the butter. Oh, it tastes so good. The coffee is not an overwhelming taste.
Not at all.
It's not that much coffee. It's really like 1 to 2 servings of coffee are in the entire recipe. It probably won't even keep you awake.
I was going to say, it's not going to keep us awake.
Right?
It's good.
And it melts in your mouth. It is so good. You could pair it with a big glass of ice cold milk.
Absolutely.
Would be amazing with this.
Nice cup of coffee.
Oh yeah, a cup of coffee would be fantastic with this. You could do any kind of coffee. You could do cappuccinos. You could do anything with it. But this a la mode, I think, would be the kicker.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It would be so good. Just a little dollop of vanilla ice cream on top.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much for sharing this retro recipe with us, Mom. This is fantastic. I will leave a link in the description to the full recipe. I will also leave a link to all the products I'm using today in case you want to explore them. For more recipes and reviews and my fun food and travel series, subscribe to Simple Fantastic Kitchen. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. Right here, mark it.
Yep,
This is
that's
mom's piece right here.
That's my piece right there.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.